Hello, hello, and welcome, morning, afternoon, or evening. So today we're going to go through our planning, our schedule, and allow ourselves to move out of any overwhelm and any procrastination into full, feeling that anything is absolutely possible, all your goals can be achieved, and just have a plan of attack that feels good for you. So I'm going to show you what I do, and you can take whatever feels good for you and leave what doesn't. You may love it all, you may not even like any of it, but here we go. So to begin with, I'm going to show you my setup so that you can follow along if this is something that interests you. Normally I would have my phone, but I'm using my phone for the recording, so I am going to say a tablet, but my calendar is on my tablet and is on my phone. So you can use both or either. I have just a small little diary that I carry in my bag, which is always really handy because the things that I might not be able to grab on my phone because I'm using it or in conversation, I can just grab out a calendar from my bag. I do have a journal. This is really handy. And I have sticky notes, and a desk calendar. Now, the desk calendar and sticky notes is something that I'm working on at the moment. Next year, I will have a planner that is like an A4 planner that will have exactly the same process and is going to have so much magic in it. And I'll tell you when that becomes available because it's going to be epic. All right, so to begin with, what we need to understand is that we have predictability, we have possibility, and we have potentiality. Okay, so predictability in life is basically everything that we do without really thinking about it. So we go to bed each night, we eat meals, there's things that we do, we brush our teeth, we comb our hair, we wash our hair, all of these different things are predictability things in life. The possibility things are the things that we go, okay, what would we like to achieve for the year and how are we going to do that? So what I like to do, especially this time of the year, I don't do it generally too much prior to a new year starting, but I like to do this twice a year or to at least go back over it or finish it, is I have a possibility journal. And in my possibility journal, I allow myself to come up with around 111 ideas of things that I think could be a possibility of achieving in 2024, 25, whatever year you're doing this for. At the moment, I am at 89, so I take my time. I want to get to 111. If I don't get to 111, that is fine. So there are all of the possibilities. And then potentiality is basically putting things out into the ether. It's like you kind of look at it and you go, wow, that is going to probably be out of my hands. Universe, this is what I'd like. And you just kind of leave it there. So I am going to come into $100,000 this year. I don't know how, but it's going to happen. You say it, you put it out there, and that is like a potential. It's like, well, you've you want it and you've put it out there, but you're not having to focus on it and draw attention to it or anything. It's just like, this is what's going to happen. I don't know how, but the potentiality of that happening. Maybe I win the lotto. Maybe somebody leaves an inheritance, whatever. So things like that. Now, the possibility you can get from your 111 ideas in different areas, different ways. But what you might have is like a structure, a plan of things that you want to do in the year coming up. So at the moment, I'm in the process of organizing a Thai yoga massage retreat, and I know the dates that they are going to be happening. So what I do is I grab my post-it notes, and I might have like a post-it note for health and wellness, a post-it note for date night, So the colors I'm talking about, so have different colors. And then I might have a post-it note for a specific event that's coming up, and so my Thai yoga massage. I might have a post-it note for another event that may be coming up that I want to start thinking about, but not going to put too much effort into it right now because I know it's a couple of months away. Then I might have a post-it note for activity and fun with friends. So what I'm going to do is, this is a great way for you to be able to set a plan in action. So for instance, you want to start backward. So you start from the outcome, the goal, what it is that you want, and by what date do you want. Now, like I have openly talked about when we discuss goals, don't really have an end date or put like pressure on yourself in relation to what actually happens. But there's things in life that like we want to schedule, we want to plan, we know there's an end date, which is completely fine. So you could say, like, for instance, I have something coming up. I've got a Thai yoga retreat that is coming up, and I know the date. So I have it on my calendar. And then what needs to happen in relation for that to carry through? Well, I need to do some marketing around that. So what I would do is I would grab my pen and I'd write marketing. Now, what day feels good for me to do my marketing? I'd look at my calendar. So I've got the entire month to organize this, and I can go, all right, I'm going to do my marketing on a Monday, Wednesday, and a Friday. And then you could also say, all right, what else needs to happen in relation to this to happen? I need to do up the posters. Okay, the posters need to be done pretty well straight away so that I can actually lead people back to the posters. So what date is that going to happen? Pop it on your calendar. What else needs to happen? So what you can do is brain dump everything that you feel needs to happen in order for this event to take place. And then what we do is we start planning for all of the tasks that need to happen in order for the event to happen. And what happens is the brain dump sets the plan. The plan is then going to set a roll-on effect for the outcome of what is to come. So if we, for example, take a moment and go, all right, I've got date night, can't remember what color I said that was, maybe green. I've got date night and I'm going to plan this really elaborate, like sexy night, and I know what date that I want this on. So you would say date night. And if you're going to give it a theme or call it something, write it on your sticky note and put it on the date of the outcome. So in March, I'm going to have date night and I'm going to put it here. And then you could go, all right, so what do I need to plan for this date night? What is it that I want to do? And date night does not have to be with a partner. This could be with yourself, where you absolutely pamper yourself. You take yourself out, you get pedicure, manicure, hair done, nails, get a massage, whatever it is, but have a date. And then you can go, all right, brain dump, what is it that I want to happen for this date night? And you can go, right, I've got to go shopping and I've got to get all the ingredients for this special meal. I'm going to do this on this date. Pop it in your calendar. And the good thing with this, once you have all of these plans, is that you can go through and you can go, all right, so I've got 2 different things planned on one day here, and that's not going to work for me. So I'm going to take this and I'm going to move this over here because I reckon that's going to give me more time to be able to carry out these different things for this outcome, or for this activity, or for this goal. And you can really set in play where you are consistently putting some time and effort, and when you want to have time out, because that's one of the things that is really important too. We don't want to just be do. We need to have the ability to schedule some time out as well. So this will give you a really good idea on specific days what it is that you are planning, or what it is that you're doing in relation to what's coming up. And then you have a complete system in play to be able to achieve what it is that you want to do. And the good thing is, like I said, is you can move these around. So the one thing that I've noticed is if you write in your calendar and then cross it out, it just automatically feels like it's a failure because it hasn't been done. Whereas if you go, all right, I can see what's happening here, but that's just way too much in one day. You can take off that Post-it note and you can go, no, I'm going to move that over there. And there's nothing that like in your mind that has failure in it. It's just like, I know at the moment that I'm really overloaded. I can't do that day, but I still want to do that. I'm just going to push it out to this day and I'm going to make sure it gets done. And then what happens is when it happens and when it rolls out, you take the sticky notes off for the things, the tasks that have been complete. But when you get to the day of your actual event, so for my Thai yoga massage, like when I get to this day, I will take that off and I will put it in my journal, like in my journal or on my calendar. So I could have it in here with everything building up, but I'm going to put it in my journal because I can then go, this is what I achieved in whatever year. I ticked this off. I did this. I did this. I did this. You don't need to keep all the planning activities that go in play with what it is that you're specifically setting yourself up for, like your goals or your events, whatever they may be. But then you can look back when we do the hindsight for the following year and go, oh my God, this is what I achieved. This is what I did. And it feels really, really good. So you keep all of your wins, like all of your outcomes, and just stack them down. I normally, if I haven't got a date on it, I'll pop the date on there that it did finish so that you can definitely go back and just give yourself credit for all of the wonderful things that you achieved in that year or that month. And you can do this monthly. Like you can go through, plan it up, set it up, and have your CEO days every single month, right? This is what I'm going to do. This is what I want to achieve this month. I've got this event coming up, this wedding coming up, and I want to make sure that I spend lots of time on myself or me and my partner. So this is going to be more about nurturing and nourishing this month instead of just doing. So then you can go, right, got my sticky notes. I've got my event that's coming up. I've got myself, and I've got, maybe it's going to be a health and wellness like focus for the month. And it's like, okay, so I want to lose 4 kilos this month, and that's going to be your outcome. Okay, what do I need to do in order to be able to achieve that? Right, I've got to get myself a plan. So a menu plan, right? When are you going to do that? What needs to happen? So put all your to-dos, like all your tasks down, do a brain dump of each event, like everything that you want to plan for, brain dump, and then work out how that would specifically work in your time with your energy, the capacity that you have on your calendar. Plan it all out. That is going to just help you so much with creating space and not feeling overwhelmed. The procrastination will stop because you've already planned the attack, you've done the dump, you've got like everything in your calendar, and it just becomes so much easier in life. Remember, this is all around the possibilities of what can happen throughout your life. Everything else, the predictable things, you don't really need to worry about unless you want to specifically put awareness and attention to that. I'm getting up at this time, you can put it in your calendar. Like, it's completely up to you. But that is a really good, fun way of planning your things that you want to achieve within the months, the year, and setting your goals and having them come to life without feeling like you are so overwhelmed that you don't know what you're doing. Remember, overwhelm is simply not having a plan for what it is that you want to do. And then we procrastinate on it and ruminate on it over and over again, and nothing ends up happening. So if you can plan what it is that you want to do and have like this really nice nuance to the way it feels, and you can see. The biggest thing for me when I did do this was like there was no failure, because it was just like, you know what, that Thai yoga, because I'm thinking at the moment I've got an event coming up and I'm like, oh wow, I haven't been able to do enough for that, and I haven't really planned and scheduled enough, because I've had things come up in my life that I can't change. So to me, that's not failure. I haven't like put this down and penned it in and scribbled it out. There's no failure. It's just like events come up, things change, and I'm okay with that. And if you can be okay with that, life is so much easier. So much easier. So have fun with this. Let me know how you go. And any questions that you have, always feel free to reach out. So have an amazing day.